Okay, so today I'm going to talk about developing content assets, and as you can see, content assets is right in the middle here, right? Content hub, right? So things that content asset sits right in middle here, and the thing here is that when we do content creation, it fits into the content hub, right? So if you understand this point, can everybody just raise a hand, right? Just raise a hand. Yeah. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to fit into our content hub. I think Content Hub is right at the center of inbound marketing. It's right at the center of inbound marketing. I think it's very important for us to look at this because today we are going to attract leads with our content. We're going to attract leads with our content. And this is what content inbound marketing is all about, because inbound marketing is about content, social, and search marketing. So search marketing is going to be our main what you call way to promote our content. Whereas in terms of our websites, this is where we need to create a blog, right, within our website, so that there are landing pages that people can go to, and people can consume those information. So content hub is one of the key most important thing in inbound marketing, right? Inbound marketing. So what's the difference between inbound marketing and outbound marketing? So outbound marketing is something that we all are very accustomed to, right? All accustomed to. So just let me just port over and explain what is the difference between inbound and outbound marketing. So you have outbound and inbound here. Okay. So outbound and inbound. So outbound marketing is it's something that all of you are very familiar with, because it uses what I call mass media. So what are the mass media that we are referring to? They are basically so mass media, right? So mass media are like television. All right. What else? Those good old days before before Google came to the picture,
Radio,
before Facebook came to the picture. Who?
Newspaper,
Newspaper. That's right. Television. What else?
radio,
Radio. They call in Chinese the radio, right? So these are the mass media that we use to promote our companies, promote our product and services. And most of the time, there's a famous quote by the former global media director of Procter & Gamble many years ago, about I think 20 years ago. He says that most of the time when they invest in mass media to do their promotions, their branding for their company or their product services, is that 50% of the time they do not know where the money is placed to, right? I mean, whether it reaches their target market and all those things. But inbound marketing, on the conversely, today is about the internet. So internet actually brings in basically the capabilities to marketers to enable us to draw in customers. So put this plainly, ladies and gentlemen, outbound marketing is about us as a company and as an organization going out to the marketplace and bombarding them with advertisements, whether they like it or not. Obviously, the things that we will use data like TV ratings for TV programmings that we place our TVC commercials in. But the things that most of the time we do not know whether our target market are they engaged with our marketing communication. Whereas for the internet, it's where our target market goes to the internet, because they will Google for informations that they are seeking for. They're going to the internet to do a lot of things, right? Just like all of us, do a lot of things. We get information. We buy things all over the internet. So the difference between outbound and inbound is just like organizations go out to the marketplace. That's outbound marketing, and inbound is really about the the marketplace coming to us. So the challenges here, things that I think the difference here is that what inbound marketing does is that we are able to measure the engagement. But the challenge that I mentioned just now was that the internet is a big world. That's why it's called World Wide Web. Whereas this one, mass media, is very much of a local media. So that's the key difference between in terms of the marketplace potential that we can get. So if you talk about the inbound, it's very much in terms of the World Wide Web, right? So the market is huge. And the other difference in terms of inbound versus outbound is that outbound is actually non-personal, and inbound is personal. It's personal. So, like for example, if you were to do a search in Google, for example, it would be personalized to you because the information that you wanted. For example, I wanted to buy a car battery jumper, right? A car battery charger, because I've been like, for example, I've been been jumping start my car nearly every week, because I've not been using my car. My car has not been running. So I've been looking at in terms of how I can actually find a solution to my problems. So my problem was that when I key in the things that, I key in car battery jumper, so a car battery ad charger came on my page itself. So that's the key difference between inbound and outbound marketing, ladies and gentlemen. Before we even do our content assets, we got to understand this is the whole ecosystem that we are playing, right? This is the whole ecosystem. So in today's marketing, the thing is that we need to do more inbound marketing. So because that involves the content that we develop, the social network that we use to build our online community. And search marketing is definitely one of the most effective way to place our advertisements. So the things that if you look at the top here, this is where we need to create content for our brand. So we need to create useful and also shareable content. So this part here is very important for us to do this. We got to make this part here useful. Content is useful and shareable. Useful and shareable. This is very important. There's two major difference between useful and shareable, right? So useful is more something that it is, well, literally something that will is useful for you to solve your problem or the information that you're seeking for. So useful is more individual, whereas shareable is something that you will share content that you think that will make you look good. Let me say this, right? So the difference between a useful content and shareable content is that useful content, it is for you as an individual, whereas shareable content tends to be something that you want to share content to make you look good, to make you look smart, to make you put yourself as being useful. So think about, why do you share a particular content? Especially nowadays, if you look at WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp, people share a lot of information on WhatsApp, whether it is a news from a news portal, Malaysian Kini, or is from, say, for example, a YouTube video that you saw, that cooks very well. Or why do you share, people? Why do you share?
Because it's value. Because it is good.
Because it's good.
Yes.
But really think deeper, right? Why do you share?
Because it's benefit to
The reader.
no one else, same as me lah.
So it's beneficial to the recipient, right? You think,
Yes.
right? But why sometimes people just like spam everyone, right, in their WhatsApp?
Because they are attention seeker.
Right. They're attention seeker. Majority of people are attention seekers, right?
Yes, I agree.
Majority. I wouldn't say there are some people that just want to be helpful, right? Just want to be helpful. So the things that Ashraf says, because you care, all right, you share, right? So the things that many times I see that especially in my WhatsApp, people share a lot of materials from the internet through WhatsApp, and sometimes I find that I get the same content from different sources, right? From different sources itself. So the things that when I talk about sharing here, ladies and gentlemen, okay, you can turn off the video right now, everyone. When I talk about sharing the content here, I'm actually referring in terms of content that people will find that, especially amongst the influencers, especially amongst the KOLs, the subject matter experts. So we have influencers, they want they want to share content, or they want to put your content into their website or their videos, is because they feel their content makes them look good, So there's two aspects again from content creation that I want you to know. One is that, useful content is more for the individual. Shareable content is more for influencers. That is our target. So when we talk about useful content, we are actually looking at our target market, our end users. So useful is for end users, and shareable is for what? For who? Influencers. Right. So in inbound marketing, we want to create useful content for our end users. Who are end users? So, like for example, smart city. Smart city will be referring to the city mayor, right? For example, the citizens of Selangor or police or whatever, right? People who live in that states. And shareable content tends to be more for organizations and KOLs and influencers. Okay, so that's two key difference. So when we create content, we got to put this in mind. Useful content for who? End users. Shareable content for who?
Influencers.
For influencers, absolutely. So keep that in mind, yeah, as we develop. So the things that if you ask ourselves, useful content, what is useful content to the end users? What will make the influencers share your content? Because why is important for us to want to encourage our influencers to share the content? Because they have many followers, and this is work on the basis that today word of mouth is definitely more credible than us speaking itself. So there's two parts when we think about content creation that fits into the content hub. Everyone good? So that the individual, which is basically the individuals is here. So this is the end user, and this is the influencer. So the top here, we create the top here. So we create useful and shareable content. Useful content for who? For end users, and shareable content for influencers here. How many times have you asked your customers? You ask them, are you happy with our services? Are you happy with our services? And would you tell everyone? How many of them would you think would actually tell the whole world that they are very happy with your services?
Teacher, I agree with you, because sometimes these companies, especially, they want to get very positive feedback, and of course they want you to share and like over their social media. So what they do is they actually give you points or even vouchers to actually encourage you to do that. If you share, or even the most recent one, if you are vaccinated, you just show your digital cert, they give you extra, discounts, this and that. So I think that's a very good approach for companies to actually expand their reach line in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely right. So I know companies like, for example, especially companies like like Dropbox, for example. Have you heard of Dropbox before, everyone? Yeah, Dropbox, for example. So companies like this, like Dropbox, which is a cloud, sharing, hosting, all right? Your file hosting, right? So the thing is that you can look at this. What they normally do is that they have actually a plan for you. If you refer to people, they actually pay you money. They pay you money, or they give you credits. So the things that in this instant, I won't classify these people who actually jump into this program as what you call as influencers, because you must understand the difference between end users and influencers is that influencers are subject matter experts. They specializes on the what you call that particular subject matter experts. And the things that you wouldn't want the end users to talk about cloud solutions. Do you want do you want, because they are not necessarily subject matter expert. So again, going back to this point here, I think end users, can they be influencers? Rarely they are. They are, because they are not a subject matter expert in the product and services or solutions that you actually have. So the classification of the influencers, ladies and gentlemen, what is an influencer? So influencers marketing, right, is a form of social media marketing that involves endorsement and product placements from influencers, product organizations, right, who has what I call expert level knowledge and social influence, right? Social influence. So that's a clear demarcation between an end user and influencers. Okay, everyone, if you're okay with that, right? If you're okay with my explanation, can you just raise your hand, right? I think it's very important that you understand this. I think furthermore, is things that, when we create useful content, it's very key that we have a clear demarcation in terms of an end user and also an influencer. All right, we create useful content for who? For end users. We create shareable content for influencers. So that's a clear demarcation itself. Because again, end users, they need to, they don't have the level of expertise or knowledge. They're not a subject matter expert, and they don't have many followers. Who's the most popular influencers in Facebook? How many do you think they have? So if I were just to put back to this one here, most popular Malaysia 2021. Like for example here, right? I mean, this might not be your influencers that you want to use for TM1, right? So you have like Nolifar, right? Who has about 8 million, 7.9 million and all this. So the thing is that the classification of influencers, ladies and gentlemen, is that anything that is like if you have 10,000 followers, that makes you a micro influencers. So for me, the things that if you were to look at my LinkedIn, there are people who actually ask me whether I can actually write articles for them. So if you look at my LinkedIn itself, I have 14,527, and of which the profile breakdown, 40% of them are C-level executives. All right, C-level executives itself. So the point here is that it's very important for us to differentiate between between end users and what you call influencers in that sense when we do our content creation. So last week's homework was for you all to actually gather together, to meet up together and look at your, AI writer, which is basically your articles that you actually have generated through the AI writer. Group number 5, when you all do the review, what was your observation on the article?
Hi, I'm from Group 5. Together with my colleagues, we all had a few rounds of discussion, and what we observed is, number one, while the AI writer, it helps by them pulling out information which the AI thinks it is pertinent to that content. However, what we realize is when we read the flow of it, yes, it does make sense to some extent. It does make sense, but what we had to do is we needed to reshuffle to today's context. Some of the context that we realized that it is, I wouldn't say it's outdated, but what we observed is, number one, to make the article more useful and shareable, we felt that it is very important to also include content that is pertinent to today's world, especially in the Malaysian context, if we want to lah. So therefore, when we edited that article, we took into consideration how important is it for how pertinent would that content be for the readers to feed the local flavor. Okay. So we considered that. That is why when we edited that article, we included some of the latest insights there. Yeah.
Okay. What about Group 4? Group 4. What is your observation when you were reviewing this article here?
I think the team member noticed there are multiple of duplication. Yes, the content is keep on.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. What about you, Group 3? Group 3, is it Daryl's team?
Yep, here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We didn't really discuss, we just initiated the discussion.
Okay.
What I've read through, so yes, there are few duplications there, and to me it seems a bit dry lah. So we if let's say we were to rewrite it to be more human, I mean to relate it to human context, then we may have to edit quite a bit as well.
Yeah, so it's dry, right? It's not appealing itself, right? Is that what your observation is, Daryl's team?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you Jarvis. So this is Jarvis, and what basically I did was that I've created projects for every single product and solutions that you have, which is this one here. So I just basically follow this. I basically created what they call folders for this one here. So I have one which is for the your CSP, and also I did for the various like connectivity, data center, and BPO itself. Just to show you things in terms of the templates, in terms of what the runs are. So like for example, this template here, say like for example, cloud service smart city, right? Just look at smart city first. Okay, no, I think I just do cloud, right? Cloud services. So if you look here, so the articles that I've actually done are, so first of all, you click in the documents. So the first thing that I actually asked you all to do last week was to look at creating what I call a TOFU content, right? A TOFU content. So TOFU content, as you remember, right, ladies and gentlemen, is really at the top of the funnel. So remember the funnel here, the IDA funnel. So this is TOFU, top of the funnel. Then you have MOFU and BOFU here. So if you look at this part here, I and D is very much on terms of the MOFU. So typically I find that if you look at a lot of B2B organizations, the focus is a lot on BOFU content. A lot of BOFU content, and to some extent, some MOFU content. But there is a major lacking of TOFU content. So MOFU and BOFU content is very much on terms of products, details, product information, but TOFU content is like, for example, what is cloud service provider, right? Fundamentally, what is cloud service provider? So I find that as an end user, there are not much information about what is cloud services. What is smart services? So we are here at the start when we do using Answer the Public. So when we click in Cloud Service Malaysia, we see like typically, okay, get some time. Let's look at the data here. So there are questions in terms of what is cloud service provider? How does cloud service provider work? What is cloud service provider? How to choose cloud service provider. So this are basically information that end users will want to find out if there is a need for them to actually look and select and try to understand what does a cloud service provider do. For example, how to evaluate a cloud service provider, how to evaluate and things like that, right? So this is very much topics for TOFU. What we're going to develop actually using Jarvis, using Answer the Republic, and then creating content for end users is that we are creating a TOFU content for end users.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the common answer that I read in Google search. The question is, what is smart healthcare? As technology advances, so does our quality of life. This is true, especially in healthcare, where connected medical devices are becoming more nimble, accurate, and readily available. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's topic, What is Smart Healthcare? Hosted by TN1. Especially during this pandemic, we need to be aware of the situation right now in Malaysia. The aging population is increasing. COVID-19 is mutating. And my heart is broken by the news about 872 young people in Malaysia who took their life from January 2019 up to May 2021. As reported by the Royal Malaysia Police, PDRM. Children between 15 years old to 18 years old made up of 51% of total of 1,708 suicide cases recorded in the time period. So ladies and gentlemen, it's not only about aging, it's not only about the virus that took lives. It makes the most of the life sciences to improve the patient care, operational efficiency and productivity, public health policies, and affordability. It is an emerging area that promises to transform all aspects of medicines with IoT, Internet of Things technology. Smart healthcare. Key solutions include electronic medical records, clinic management system, patient relationship management, and employee health and safety. It helps to improve operational productivity and workflow while enhancing patients' experience, and also insists in facilitating the day-to-day management that is ready to be deployed across Malaysia. Smart healthcare comes with many benefits to all stakeholders in the healthcare ecosystem, including practitioners, administrator, clinic laboratories, insurer, and public policymakers. As you can see in the slide here, healthcare providers are able to interact with other providers, allowing their patients to receive a more complete health picture. Second, patients have access to their medical records and can communicate with the providers seamlessly through any points of the continuum of care, such as MySejahtera. If you're using MySejahtera before, I believe you came across doctor to you before. It's and virtual consultations. Besides, we have smart healthcare improve efficiency by automating workflow that increase productivity and accuracy while reducing costs from a patient receiving cares to claims to the distributions to patients' payments, which is the seamless workflow that we are looking for. Smart healthcare is about data-driven decisions making that focus on using digital information system and technology-based solutions to improve healthcare quality, safety, timeliness, and affordability. IoT technology comprising of network of embedded sensors and smart devices to collect real data to deliver to personalized, actionable insights or disease preventions and reduce the prevalence of chronic illness. And the closest example that I can relate to is through the MySejahtera, the COVID cases that we see each and every day. It also enables access to secure health information to empower patients and to enable providers in making educated clinic decisions, resulting in better patients' outcome. Smart healthcare is being used by many of the healthcare players such as Boston Children's Hospital, Johns Hopkins Medicine, Duke University Health Systems, and Vodafone Smart Life Project. Smart healthcare uses smart devices connectivity that monitors a patient's vital, including pulse rate, blood pressure, activity levels, etc. Even unborn babies can be monitored wirelessly right from the mother wombs. And especially time right now, and we have a lot of pregnant women, and there's a lot of mothers concerned about this. Smart healthcare uses machine learning to provide a faster, more personalized, and more integrated patient care, which result in better outcomes for everyone involved. Visually, smart healthcare can be represented using a technology such as IoT sensors, which are embedded into medical device, allowing clinicians to remotely monitor conditions of patients whenever they are in Earth 365 days, 24/7, a year. Smart healthcare aims not just management of disease, but also improvement in healthcare by creating an incentive for wellness rather than simply offering the treatment options. After has already manifest themselves, and this is an important differentiation. And true smart healthcare is only achievable by integrating healthcare and technology. And this smart healthcare approach is already in use by some of the hospitals and clinics for all the examples that I've mentioned. And for example, the TM1 Smart Patient Suites and solutions that automates device in patient's room to enhance the convenience and comfort of patients. Aiming to improve the healthcare institutions, digital automations experience, TM1 Smart Patient Suites also enable building and facilities predictive maintenance analysis and statistics in a single dashboard. TM1 customized smart healthcare solutions combined with a deep domain expertise enables health providers to scale and meet their ever-expanding expectations of patients while managing the cost and compliance. Modernize healthcare with TM1. So ladies and gentlemen, let's fight these COVID-19 cases together And here we present to you what is smart healthcare. We hope you get a lot of insight from what I presented just now. And that's all from my presentations. Thank you.